This thing looks like Beetle Bailey after Sarge beats him up. Doing something a little bit different today. Returned to a place where, probably 20 years ago when I was just a teen getting into the car hobby and didn't have a lot of idea what it was all about yet. On this spot, I bought a 55 Chrysler 4-door and a 60 Pontiac 4-door. Guy let me have them for $150 a piece, which is what we were accustomed to paying for these old cars at the auctions at that time. And I remember there being out here, it was an old import car of some kind that they had just pretty well wadded up into the trees. And there it is, it's still here. Kind of returned here out of, I guess you could say, morbid curiosity. This thing looks like Beetle Bailey after Sarge beats him up. Obviously, European car. I'm not really too familiar with what something like this would be. Just kind of look for any details. What is it? And what happened to it? Engine Ven 2. I'm guessing the X is silent. Well, it's not air cooled. Got your service schedule there on the trunk lid. That's a relic of its time. These new vehicles, you can't even hardly check the fluid without a scan tool. Just interesting old relic, kind of wadded up in the trash pile. Something like this, I'd kind of be half tempted to haul it off for scrap, offer the guy a little over. But really, you look at a car like this and you think it might have a little more value just for telling a story, number one, and being a little bit of a artifact and a relic stuck in the trees for someone else to find later and kind of think about what it might have been and what might have happened to it for how it might have gotten here. Obviously the roof's been cut off. Just really makes you wonder, was it in some sort of wreck and somebody had to be cut out of there, either alive or maybe not, or was it just some kids that were having fun goofing off and sawed the roof off and had some fun with it, and then shoved it end over end with the tractor and just left it here. Really, either way, just kind of one of those mysteries lost to time. Thing's even got the old battery still in it. Wonder, there is a sticker. Let's see what brand it was. Wizard Champ. Wizard obviously having been sold by Western Auto. Those were all over the place back in the day. Put the battery back in there too. Just a total relic. I'd guess probably late 50s, early 60s. That's about the time they were using the 2-inch white wall. Just really amazed that thing is still here. True resting relic, forgotten to time. Looks like a Solex carb. It's pretty crazy. That thing is a 4-cylinder. I mean, just look how tiny it is. Like, this is my hand. Thing's like as small as a Crosley engine. Show the engine number there. Somebody that kind of knows these probably could look at that engine and say, get a good spot to focus in on it. Somebody that knows these could look at that and probably tell us a year. If some of these old cars, they kind of did that. They'd go by the serial number. They just had running changes as they went along. That thing is just pretty wadded up, demolished. If it was hitting a wreck, it was probably hit by a train or a truck. Not too out of the question for it to have been hit by a train, because we've got the tracks just right over there. Just quite a mystery on all accounts. Rust in pieces.